I'm a friend of Max. I'm a piano teacher at Macedon University in west of Bangkok, quite many years already. So I play the program, quite lengthy, 2 pieces. This program is to celebrate Beethoven's 250th birth anniversary. Ludwig van Beethoven, I hope you know him. He's one of the greatest composers of the history of music. He was born in Bonn, Germany in 1770, exactly 250 years ago. And since 1792, he moved to Vienna, and then he had a hearing loss since his late 20s. And by the time he was 1810, he was almost completely deaf. And I don't know, you have heard the Heiligenstadt Testament. He was so desperate, and he was thinking of committing suicide, but after he didn't. But this document he wrote to express, his despair. But he overcome, and he composed many great pieces after that. 1812. He never married to anybody, but in 1812, he wrote a very passionate love letter to immortal beloved. This is also another document, letter, which he didn't actually send out. It was discovered from his house after his death. And it's very passionate letter, but there's no name. But a lot of research has been done. And most likely, the woman whose name is Antonia Brentano should be the one that Beethoven wanted to send this letter. And this Diabelli Variation I will play tonight was dedicated to Antonia Brentano, so it's something quite special for him. These 33 variations, so-called Diabelli Variations, was composed in 1819 and again 1823. In 1819, Viennese composer and publisher Anton Diabelli, he asked 51 Austrian composers to contribute one variation to his own short composition. It is a waltz. And everyone replied and wrote, contributed single variation, except one, who was Beethoven. He didn't like the theme, and he had a better idea. Instead of writing one, he wrote more than 20 variations in that year, and then again picked up several years later, and then actually completed these 33 variations. And those 50 variations by 50 composers also published. Those included those variations by Schubert, Hummel, Czerny, or Young Liszt, and then Diabelli publishers, he published volume 1 with Beethoven's 33 variations, and volume 2, 50 variations by 50 composers. Okay, it's quite lengthy, and then, actually this variation in German title, it's not a normal Variationen, but he used the German name Veränderungen, which means transformation, not just varied pieces. And then Johann Sebastian Bach, who wrote a very famous Goldberg variation, also used this German title. And you might not hear original theme, many of these variations, but There are three elements, very simple elements Beethoven took from the original theme. First one is very opening, 4 notes. First one is comes. So D, C, B, C, you might hear. Of course, it might be transposed or sometimes very. And the second element is 2 different intervals. One is, and then the other one, he used these 2 intervals. First one, Do, So, C, G, and the second one, T, G, 4th and 5th descending interval. The third element is very simple, repeated notes. Or chord. You might hear quite often this variation. So I have this program. I list up all the 33 variations, and on the right hand, these titles suggested by a very famous Austrian Brendel. It's a living pianist. He considers a set of this variation the greatest of all piano works, and this is his idea of titles. So just for your reference, so you might agree. Some of them it's quite different from my interpretation, and it's quite humorous. For example, variation 22, he quoted Mozart opera. Notte giorno fatica is from opera Don Giovanni. This is the opening aria by Leporello. Leporello was a servant of Don Giovanni, and he complained that he has to work night and day. So Beethoven, this is maybe to Diabelli, saying that he has to write variation after variation non-stop. Night and day he has to work. So this is the variation 22. And the following variation 23, the virtuoso at the boiling point. Kurama is a very famous composer for piano exercises. So if you hear some finger exercise kind of passage work. I'll have 3 short pauses. So in case you lost, so you can remember these pauses. First pause comes after variation 10. And the second pause will be after variation 20. And the third one is after variation 28. And the following variation after 28 will be minor key and then quite slow. So if you can remember the 3 pauses, you can follow up the program again. So after 10, after 20, and after 28. So this is quite long, about 15 minutes. I hope you can enjoy it.